You know, I intended for this video to be one on like the new summer skywars maps that they added like a month ago, I think in like June or July or something. And then when I wasn't looking, I log into the server and I see this. And then I check the forums and see that there's been a huge skywars update that added a few features, added a ton of maps, and rebalanced like a ton of the kits and a few other things. And after playing with this update for a while, I realized that the community is sort of divided into two camps over this update. The ones that like the update, and the ones that are correct. Yeah, spoiler alert, most of this update does not really sit well with me, but, you know, I don't really want to spend the entire time complaining about the update, so I can first talk about what I did like about it, which is mainly the kit rebalancing that they did. Mainly, the kits that, like, really needed to be rebalanced were, Knight and Scout, and they definitely delivered on that. Maybe a little bit of Frog, but they didn't touch on that for some reason. But Knight and Scout got, touched up pretty significantly, in my opinion. Mostly Scout. Scout got a pretty big nerf in that it turned its three splash potions of speed into two drinkable potions of speed of like similar length. And yeah, very, very big nerf, if I do say so myself. Wow. That is enough from you. We're just gonna put on a bit of this gear. Get this knight's... we don't need to get the knight sword because we already have a fire sword. We're perfectly fine. But yeah, huge nerf to Scout's, like, overall flexibility, and that, like, you have to sit down and drink the entire potion, and it's not exactly ideal for the people who just want to, like, play quickly all the time. Now, Frog remained unchanged, so if you do want your splash potions of speed and don't mind a little bit of jump boost with it, you can go with that one. Knight, on the other hand, got a little bit more of a tame nerf, although it was still a needed one. It kind of confused me a little bit, though, because in a kit where the strongest item was the sword they gave, and the helmet was just kind of a benefit, they decided to nerf the helmet. It went from Gold Prot 4 to Gold Prot 2 and lost a bit of its unbreaking. Meanwhile, the Knight Sword is still a ridiculously strong Sharp 2 iron. So maybe not like the best change out there, but at least it did get changed at the end of the day. And then I guess also like Pharaoh got nerfed as well. It's one diamond block turned into two iron blocks, which I just didn't understand as a change because they also left Enchanter unchanged. And Enchanter gets 10 diamonds, which is better than what Pharaoh gets. So I don't really know what to make of it. They're on something when they made this update. Hello, level 253 Alex. I really do not want to approach that situation. That just does not seem to be fun. And you hit me from 7 miles away. Okay. I don't know why this person's playing so defensively. They clearly outgear me. But, you know, maybe they have their own reason. Hello. But I feel like it'd be doing this update a disservice to just be talking about the kit rebalancing, because that is like one of the smallest things that they did in this update. The biggest thing, in my opinion, that like affects the game a lot that they did in this update was how they reworked perks. And I do not like how they reworked perks. This is the number one reason why I do not like this update. You know, before, perks were just like, you'd be able to buy as many as you want, and then, or as many as you can afford, and then all of them would be active and you just reap all the rewards from them. Now, you have to choose between 6 perks to use at a time. And in my opinion, this is one of the stupidest changes that has ever graced hypixel, because it just, I don't think it really does what they intend to make it do. Because all it really does is just make it so that all of the quality of life perks are now useless, and you just kind of have to use the... I've seen so many plays in Skywars, but that is by far one of the worst ones. But yeah, as you can see right here, when I go over to the perks, you'll see that there are like a few slots right here, and you kind of just have to fill these with different perks you want to play with. And I don't like this because, I mean, I'm going to be using like the same kinds of perks, you know, like Bulldozer and like Savior and like Lucky Charm and stuff like that, because they're still broken. All this really does is effectively remove all of like these funny perks like Necromancer or Annoyomite. Like, these things don't exist anymore. They're useless. Now, to try to make up for the fact that you only have access to 6 perks, they tried to rebalance a few of these, and this is also a big fail by Hypixel, because look at this. 30% chance to get an Ender Pearl after throwing a player into the void. It was 15% before. This is ridiculous. Pearls, I get so many pearls from void kills now, it's just really dumb. Additionally, some other perks were buffed, like Environmental Expert, which reduces environmental damage by 50%, and I'm pretty sure it was 25 before. This is ridiculous, because that includes lava damage and fall damage and all that stuff. I do not like this. Additionally, like, the perks are really buggy. Like, it says that I have this activated, but then it just doesn't show up here. Except I can't really fix that at all. I don't know if this thing is still active. I'm just gonna assume that it is. I don't know, get, like, tenacity. I don't know, it heals 1 heart on kill. It might do something. This is actually one of the maps where Scout might typically still be good because it's so flat. But anyways, I know what a lot of you guys are going to be saying in the comments section. But Cameron, you know that the new perk changes are made so that the game is more accessible to new players. Don't you think that's a good thing? And I'm gonna let you in on a little something right here. Unless there's like some massive change that I'm just not aware of, this game is still inaccessible to new players. And I'm going to explain why. So, as a new player, and the hypixel admins have recognized this, the number one problem that you have is that you cannot afford some of like the really broken kit perks, like Bulldozer or Juggernaut, because these are high rarity perks that just cost an obscene amount of money for no discernible reason. And that's your number one obstacle. Now, new players are still going to have to purchase these new perks. I mean, these perks that you can only have 6 of. They still have to purchase Bulldozer. They still have to purchase Juggernaut. Now, as far as I know, perk leveling is out of the window. You just buy it and you immediately get the max level perk, which is definitely a good change, because before it was stupid. You had to spend like 500,000 coins to max out like 1 perk, and then you had to get like 5 to actually do really well. But the baseline cost for these perks, if I remember them correctly, is still really high. So the game is still inaccessible to new players because they're going to get drowned out by like the really powerful perks. And then high level players just won't be able to get any use out of like any of these perks besides like maybe 8 of them. There's like, what is this, 30 perks? Like, none of them are useful outside of, like, 8. That's not a good change whatsoever. Plus, I don't think this update gets any points in accessibility, considering one of the new kits that they added, a mythical kit called the Chrono Breaker kit, is literally the most broken kit in the game right now, and it costs player heads, because it's a mythical kit. And you can only get player heads from corrupted games, and you have to grind them out. So it's not a kit that's accessible to new players whatsoever. And if you don't think that this is the most broken kit in the game, I'm sorry, you just never played Skywars before. If you don't know what the Chrono Breaker kit does, it gives you a clock that you can right-click and it'll rewind your position to where you were 10 seconds ago, and then also give you 2 hearts of regen, like instant health. And no, that is stupid, because it means that you can just run into a fight with literally no risk of getting knocked off the map or even being low on health, because if you get low on health, then you can just right-click the clock, you'll heal for 2 hearts, and you'll be at safety again if you played it properly. So, yeah, not a very well-balanced kit whatsoever. I don't even know if you can balance it. The only way to balance the kit I found from my, like, theorizing is to just remove it entirely, because it's such a stupid concept. We already have a kit that does like pretty much the exact same thing that the Chrono Breaker kit does. It's the Endlord kit, and the Endlord kit is balanced. It's like a B tier kit. It's the most okay kit to ever exist, and that's good because it's a gimmick. But no, we have to add the Chrono Breaker kit, like literally upending all forms of risk reward in Skywars, and it's just it's so stupid. Also, I have no idea where this dude came from. I don't know if he pearled on me or what. He probably got it from using the Black Magic perk, which now gives you a 30% chance to get a pearl from a void kill. I'm not salty about that. I am so salty about that, by the way. That is still oh my god, that perk is so unbalanced now. So yeah, as you can see, I am not a fan of this update. And I hope that you can see why, and maybe even agree with me, because it's just not... It's not new player accessible. It just removes features pretty much, and pretty much the only good thing is the kit rebalancing. That's it. Now, there are like a few other things that they added, mainly this thing called like the the Grim Reaper, and then they also added like the Potion Brewer, like Angel's Brewery, I think that's what it's called. And these are both like late game progression things, which means that they're like entirely useless except for like the top 0.1% of the player base, which I thought was what they were trying to. Yeah, I thought they were trying to cater to the other 99.9% with all of these accessibility updates with like the perks and everything, but apparently not. Apparently that's just not as important right now, you know? Anyways, please fly off the map. You're very irritating to me. Thank you, thank you. You're very kind. But I just don't understand how you could like try to make accessibility changes with these perks, which just ultimately ruined a ton of perks, and then also add something like the Angel's Brewery, which 1 million coins. And by the way, if you read the forum post that I'm going to link down in the description, this lasts for 25 wins. You have to spend 1 million coins to get 25 wins of extra perks. These are temporary perks, and it's just... You required heads to get them too, which I'm going to have to spend like 2,500 heads to get this Chrono Breaker kit because it's broken. I mean, I've already bought a lot of the other like mythical kits. That's why it costs so much. So I won't even have heads to buy this thing, which is the only one that only costs coins. This one costs opals, which are really hard to get. Just I'll never understand. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what the Grim Reaper does. I think it's literally just this is literally just an added sub menu for like all of these different things that were just previously in the Angel's Descent. So this just doesn't matter. I don't understand this update whatsoever. Now, of course, when making this video, I don't mean any sort of like hate towards the admins or the dev team or whatever, because I know that they're trying their best to make good updates when they haven't made a Skywars update in a very, very long time, and they probably have their priorities elsewhere. It's just that the way that they went about this update was really stupid and ended up either not doing anything or ruining a lot of things, like the perk changes. I mean, I guess I can commend them for like the kit changes, because like the kit rebalancing is actually really good, and it makes a lot of kits viable again. You know, that's why I'm using healer again, because it's actually viable again. I don't get drowned by scouts, because scout now takes 7 years to drink their speed pot. So, you know, good change for the admins on that one. Everything else, just please rebalance Chrono Breaker. It's so stupid. Just like, or remove it from the game entirely. I don't even know how to balance it, as I've said. And like revert the perk changes. That I don't understand the perk changes. They do not fix the accessibility problem. 90% of perks are like quality of life, and you're still going to see all of the non-quality of life perks being used by like every single good player, and it'll still completely wall out new players from the game because they don't have, you know, strength on kill or, you know, 20% crit damage to diamond armor, which this is such a broken perk. And then everything else, like, it's still not new player accessible. So why why effectively remove half the kits? I don't know. Whatever. We're gonna see how that goes. But anyways, that ends another episode of Skywars, guys. Be sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you haven't. I'm sorry that I haven't uploaded in a little bit. Just like few things in personal life. Just been kind of busy recently, but hopefully I'll be able to, you know, get back into uploading for a little bit, and then you guys will have plenty of content to work with. I've been getting a lot of kind comments about how much people have liked my content recently, so, you know, you're going to get a little more if I don't, you know, if something doesn't happen and I just end up not being able to upload for a long time. Don't worry about it. So yeah, have a good day. Bye.